Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm back on the GS. Yep, and I got a different look. So, as you can see, I'm looking down at you, trying to try a different look, and want to get back on a GS. And as you guys can tell, there's no bags on the back. I just wanted to be, just shoot out. I usually go out with the bags because I'm always picking stuff up, but I kind of like the feel without the bags. I like the look without the bags. So, we're trying a different look, and that's it. So it feels good to be back on the GS. The Triumph, love the Triumph. Definitely a keeper is my scrambler, but when you get back on the GS, it's like an old pair of shoes. You just love it. It's just comfortable. It's I don't know how to describe it. I'm such a fanboy of this bike. Unless they come out with something like a real lot better, I can't see myself getting rid of this bike. It's the ultimate all-around bike for me. Highway, sporty, it just does it all. And I mean, from my past videos, you've seen that. I love this bike. And I'm up to 8,600 miles and no issues. Not one single, if you want to call it dependability. So it's cold today. It's like 46 degrees and the temperature's dropping. It's about, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, I got the heated grips on. I'm dressed semi, I got just riding jeans on, but no thermals. Got a thermal on the top with my 3 layers, hoodie, thermal, and the jacket. Nothing on my head, just a helmet. Sometimes I wear a head sock if it gets real cold. But yeah, so I'm happy back on the GS. The GS is more, especially when it gets colder out. It's got much more protection. I put this windscreen on. I don't know if you'll probably see my hand. It's the GSA windscreen. It's a little bit higher and a little bit wider. So you just get a little more protection. Not dramatic from what I had. I'll definitely put the factory screen on because I like the minimalist look. I like that kind of look. And that does a fine job when it's 60 and above. So, and not that, this is, it's a little better. It's not like dramatically better. Any of you guys want really good wind protection, you got to get something a little bit higher, maybe up to here and a little bit wider. But I can deal with this. This is like being in a luxury SUV for me. So I just miss this bike. I just never get tired of this bike. Never. Any of you GS fans out there, you'll understand it. Some of you guys that knock the GS, it's an old man's bike. Well, this is an old man's bike that I can do a wheelie with. Not that I like to do them, but this thing wheelies. It's quick. I want to race my buddy with his, now let me get the name right because I always screw up my buddy's Ducati's name, Diavel. I got it right finally, guys. He's got an X Diavel S. And we raced with the Scrambler, and as you figure, he just annihilated me. I mean, he let me take off, and I stayed ahead of him for a little bit, but then by the time I hit 100, he was by me. But I want to race him with the GS and see how close the GS is. The GS probably weighs about the same, maybe a little more. Well, probably a lot more, maybe 30, 40 pounds more, and it doesn't have much horsepower, but it gets up and goes. It's got a lot of torque, and so if I can get the jump on it, maybe I can stay ahead of him till we hit about 110 or so. And but we'll see. We'll see if he takes it out when it's cold. I think he'll take his Indian out when it's cold. But time will tell. So yeah. So the GS is it's the bike for me. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting something faster, but I don't know. This is fast enough. I just want something different. That's why I got the Scrambler. I always want something different, even though it's kind of adventure bike, but it's a naked adventure bike. Where this is just, I know this is a bike that you take off the road, but it's too nice to beat up on the road. On the road, it's too nice to beat up off road. I just think it's such a nice road bike. I mean, it's a beautiful road bike. The suspension is just amazing. I'm just blown away by the suspension and the way it works. I love I guess they call it a Teva lever. Fucking up that. And there's no nosedive. The brakes are linked, so there's not an issue there when you have the panic stop. But it just rides so nice. So just happy to be on the GS. Like I said, we're at 8,600 miles. Uh, and no issues. As again I said here, I'm repeating myself. I'm trying to think of a negative on the bike. The only negative, you guys, I say it all the time. After it's warmed up and I'm sitting at a light on an idle, it sounds like shit. But otherwise, it's beautiful. Its acceleration sounds great. Some guys have put mufflers on. Not the. Let's see, the Akrapovic. Not. I don't want the drone or the noise when I'm cruising. I love it when you get on it, but I want that muffler where you get on it, sounds great, but when you cruise, like I had a Mustang GT that had 4 exhaust modes just by a press of a button. And around town, you want to get loud, you just flip it to the loudest exhaust, and then when you're on the highway, you flip it to quiet, and you just go cruising. And it's just, I wish they'd do that with the well, who knows? They're putting so much shit on these bikes that something might happen. So. But that's the only complaint, just that's it. And it's hard to press to find anything. Some guys say it's a big, heavy bike, but I don't find it heavy at all. I guess because when I'm getting on my brother's Indian that weighs 950 pounds, or my buddy's Indian, his Dark Horse, that weighs like 850 pounds. These are lightweights. I mean, for off-road, obviously they're heavy. I guess you want a 350-pound bike for off-road, but like, my off-road's going to be like 10% of my riding, 5% of my riding, if I'm lucky. So, they just paved this road. I'm just cruising around the neighborhood on a cold December day, December 1st, folks. And that's it. So, all right, so I guess I'm not going to make a big, long video of this. I'll kind of wrap it up by saying I'm happy to be back on the GS. The Triumph is probably going to be more for warmer weather because it's got no protection. And, don't know what my next bike's going to be. I was thinking of the H2, but that Kawasaki H2, that thing, I don't know. I don't know if I have the skill level to ride that to its full potential. And but who knows? I always going to get something different. Not that that's that different. I mean, you do see them, but you don't see a lot of them around here. Mostly around here are all Harleys. Everybody's got a Harley. I see an adventure bike once in a while, and that's about it. You don't really see many Triumphs. I think I've seen one Triumph, and it was a Scrambler. It was an older one. I think it was an 800. Some young dude was on it, and it was cool. It was really cool. So, all right. So I hope you guys like the new look. I don't know what else much to talk about as far as the GS. Everybody knows my feelings on the GS. It's a great platform. I'm having a great time. I needed to get back on it. I just wanted to give you guys a different look. So I'll shut up for a while and see if I can get some sporty runs and look at the views with me hitting some turns. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, I'm out of here. All right, that was nice.